Welcome back. Well, if you're looking to relax with a good page turner, or if you're looking for a good gift to fill that early holiday shopping list, we brought in one of the best book gurus in the business, Rona, who is the owner of the Bookmark in Neptune Beach. Such a pleasure to see you, as always.
It's always fun. There's always something good to read.
Always
That's
something.
thing.
And this is just your weekend reading collection here, right?
Well, it's a little over ambitious. You know, there were
Although
football games, you know, things
That's
to
right.
do.
There was a lot to see. Okay, so maybe half of this is what you got through the weekend. But all right, tell us about the page turners.
Well, the first one I'm starting with is The Rules of Magic by Alice Huffman, because people remember Practical Magic. And this is a prequel. So in other words, this is an older book, and she wrote this to tell you how we got to this. Okay. These are sisters who are basically witches, but not in the 1600s. They're descendants of witches. And this is sort of how they grew up with that wonderful and curse of having magic and rules that they weren't supposed to ever fall in love, or terrible things would happen to your, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends. And of course, that's what they did the first thing off. And what could they do, and how could they stretch it and break all the rules?
Oh, of course.
I know. So it's full of magic and wonderment. And she has this lyrical voice, and if you read it out loud, it almost sounds like music. There's a rhythm to it. It's just delightful.
Wonderful. And so this is the prequel. And so, okay. And then what is the name of this one? And what's the one?
The Rules of Magic is the new one, and the earlier one is Practical Magic.
Practical Magic. Okay.
And it's how they mess with their town and get blamed for everything.
How fun. That sounds like a fun premise. I like that.
It's very fun.
Okay. What's next?
And the other one is Sourdough, and he also has
oh, good food.
a preview. I know, food.
Think about food. I like that.
Well, we'll go quickly over his first one, which is Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. So he made the bookstore famous, and in this one he makes Sourdough famous. It's about a software engineer who's into robotics, and she's really not very social, but she finds this one diner that she loves to go to, and the two owners are being forced to leave for visa problems, so they give her their gift, which is their starter for sourdough and how to take care of it. She feels very responsible for it, and it takes over her life. And I don't mean like the blob that took over New York kind of deal, but it takes over her life in that she becomes involved in baking and trying to break into all these markets, and it totally changes her. Just this tiny little gift.
Something so simple as sourdough.
That's right.
Huh. Let's see.
Now I know what you're having for lunch.
Right, exactly. As I'm scheming in my mind, you're talking, I'm thinking lunch, food.
Not this, not turtles.
Okay.
Turtles all the way down. I very rarely if ever read a teen book, but John Green is such an amazing teen author. He did The Fault in Our Stars, which is a big movie, and he's sold tens of millions of books. And I read an interview about him, and he suffers seriously from OCD and anxiety, and he tried to go off his meds, which, as we know, is not usually a good idea, and he couldn't even read when he did that. So he's back on his meds. He's apparently the nicest guy in the universe, has a family. And he wrote this book about a teenage girl who has serious OCD and anxiety, and his brother says, you know, I've known him his whole life. This is the first time I've ever understood what's going on.
Wow, what a perspective to have, right? For him to be able to put down, you know, to be on his medication, to be able to make it work, right? That he could put this to page.
And it's amazing the number of people, when I talk about this, that they have somebody in their family or they suffer some of it, not as debilitating as this. And it is a teen book, so very nicely at the end he gives you all these resources. If you're having problems, get in touch with these people or call this number or go to this website.
And the title, what is it, the title?
Turtles All the Way Down is this notion that, you know, you're looking for the turtle, but you keep looking, there's always going to be turtles all the way down. So that's that OCD, you know, when do you stop?
When do you stop? Right,
never.
Okay.
Never. Okay.
Next in our
Nonfiction, The Great Halifax Explosion. This is World War I history, 1917, and a boat filled with explosive collides with another boat and destroys Halifax, basically. Kills 1,600 people, renders 25,000 people homeless, and how the awfulness of it and then the wonderment of it that people were so helpful. In fact, one of the sweet stories in it, since it's so horrific, is that all these nurses and doctors came from Boston because they were prepared to do that. And so now every year Halifax gives Boston their annual Christmas tree as a thank you, continuing to thank them for their help during that terrible time in their history.
And I hate to do this to you. We have 30 seconds to get through all of this.
7 days of us is great. A holiday family stuck together. So if you think things are going to be bad at your Christmas or Thanksgiving, this will make you feel better.
I'll take that.
Patricia Gussin, this is a thriller. She's going to be here Wednesday night. Small Business Saturday is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We invite all of our customers and friends to come support their local independent bookstore, and we'll have prizes and open house and a local author. And Friday, December 1st at 5 o'clock, Just very excited. Jan Brett, The Mermaid, that's her new book. She's a #1 New York Times bestselling author and illustrator, and it's the story of Goldilocks told. The mermaid goes into an octopus house.
Wow, you've got some great people coming through your place.
We're
I know
very
it's
excited.
the place to be, and some great books, and good to see you.
You too.
Appreciate
Thank
you, Rona. And we're giving away a $25 gift certificate to the Bookmark to one lucky viewer. All you have to do is text the word bookmark to 25543 by 3 p.m. today. 18 years or older to participate must come here to the station to pick up your gift certificate. There we go.